Welcome to the Child Care Workforce Support Series, Module 5 of 8, Compensation and Bonuses. This module features a presentation from the Texas Workforce Commission and Civitas Strategies Early Start. We will cover two main topics in this module: how to set regular pay and compensation for your employees, and how to offer supplemental pay, like bonuses, especially in light of the Child Care Relief Fund awards that are going out to providers across the state. As a child care business, your staff members are your greatest asset. The care they provide children and the relationships they form with families can either make or break your business. Choosing to invest in them is a great use of your funds. Regular pay is the payroll you're very familiar with, where you're providing regular compensation to your staff for their work on an hourly, weekly, or annual basis. Regular payroll is taxed for income as well as unemployment, Social Security, and other programs. Supplemental pay is compensation that is above and beyond regular pay, which can include overtime, tips, bonuses or rewards, payments for accumulated or unused time off, severance or back pay, or retroactive pay increases. Supplemental pay is often issued separately from an employee's regular paycheck. Income tax withholding is at a different rate. If you're wondering where to start with providing financial incentives, you have come to the right place. Keep listening to review how to first set your wages at a competitive level to ensure you can keep your valuable staff, and then to learn strategies to give your staff bonuses or other supplemental pay.
First, let's talk about how to set competitive wages. The first step in setting competitive wages is to collect data. And that's going to sound a little overwhelming, but it doesn't need to be. Your data collection should be simple and local. What you want to do is look at a selection of competitors, those other child care providers in your community who may be competing with you for labor. Also, definitely gather what exit information you can. If you have an employee who's leaving and you know where they're going, try to understand what it was that led them to exit. Was it a certain dollar amount? Was it a particular benefit? And that's another important point as you do this data collection is consider all compensation. So it may not be a dollar rate or an hourly rate that drives the employee to another competitor or makes them choose somebody else over you. It might be a benefit or something else, another perk that comes with the position. So definitely ask about all the compensation available. When you've been able to get maybe 4 or 5 or 6, it can be that small data points, so 4 or 5, 6 competitors and how much they're paying and compensating their employees, you can sort them by high, medium, and low. So who's paying on the highest end, who's paying on the medium end, and who's paying on the low end. Now that you have your data on who is paying at the high, medium, and low end in comparison to how you're paying, you can make some decisions on what your pay rates should be. The first step in that is to consider your budget and cash flow. And, put simply is how much do you plan to spend over the course of the year and how much cash do you have coming in a given month versus how much you have going out. It's critical to start here because even though you may want to pay even higher than the highest competitor, you may not have the budget and cash flow to do it. You want to make sure that whatever changes you make to your pay system or whatever you offer is going to be sustainable. When you have an idea of what that sustainable number might be in comparison to the high, medium, and low, then you're going to want to have a pay structure. If you're small, this doesn't have to be an 18-level structure with 15 different ranges of salaries, but that's okay if you're that big. But if you're a really small business, this could be as simple as having justifications. Like, I'm going to pay person A a little bit more because they came to me with experience versus person B who did not come to me with experience. When you hire person C, you're going to want to think about how you justify their pay in relation to the existing employees. So just keep in mind you want to be consistent with why you're paying people at certain levels. After you've set this rate, make sure you continue to listen to your employees and track those competitors. Normally I would say, check on how much competitors are paying once a year, but in an environment that's moving as rapidly as this one is around competition for talent, I would say it's worth checking every quarter, so every 3 to 6 months. Definitely check every quarter to twice a year. Check how those competitors are paying and make sure that maybe you were in the high range when you did your analysis at the beginning, but now maybe you're heading towards low. So you want to get ahead of that. And also listen to your employees. When they do say that they're undercompensated, try to understand what it is that they're looking for. Is it a benefit or is it about cash? Finally, whenever you're going to revise things, definitely look at that budget and cash flow first. Make sure that you have the money that you're committing to do sustainable changes, because the last thing you want to do is cut off your nose to spite your face and set up a wage structure that may look great on paper but ends up hurting your business in the long run.
Now, let's discuss how to offer supplemental pay, like bonuses, and how you might use your Child Care Relief Fund award to cover these expenses. Before we get into the details, you may be wondering where you will get the money to offer a bonus. The 2022 Child Care Relief Fund is an excellent opportunity to invest in your staff by offering them supplemental pay. If your program received Child Care Relief funding from the Texas Workforce Commission in 2022, you may use your award on expenses that are necessary for maintaining or resuming program operations that are incurred between September 1st, 2021 and May 31st, 2023. There are a variety of eligible expenses, such as rent or mortgage, supplies, and equipment, as well as payroll and personnel costs, including wage supplements and bonuses. Payroll expenses are an excellent way to use your child care relief funds, as they can help you recruit and retain staff to ensure your program remains strong. Spending your award on payroll also helps cover a large percentage of your award and will allow you to easily track how you're using your funds, which is very important in case you get monitored.
Now let's transition into how to give your staff bonuses. Bonuses are additional one-time funds, typically for efforts that have gone above and beyond normal expectations. If you're looking to attract childcare professionals to your organization, you may want to consider a hiring bonus and incentives for new hires. For example, you could create a system where the new employee gets a one-time $1,000 bonus after 3 months or 6 months of working, or even after the first year of working. You could also offer a bonus in several different chunks to encourage the employee to stay with you, which would be similar to a retention bonus. Retention bonuses can be an opportunity for you to reward your existing employees who have been loyal to you or with your program for years. This option is similar to a hiring bonus, but would be given to employees who've been employed with you for a longer period of time. You may also want to consider offering retention bonuses alongside hiring bonuses so that your longer-term employees do not feel left out or forgotten. For example, you could offer employees a bonus of $100 for each year they have been with you, as a way to encourage employees to stay longer. Just like any action that affects pay, a bonus should have a formal written communication to your employee, either by letter or email, which includes why they are receiving the bonus, the time period it affects, how much the bonus is, and when they will receive the funds. The communication can be very simple and short, but it must record the terms of the bonus in writing for both you and the employee. A sample communication to an employee might be, "Dear employee, thank you so much for your additional efforts over the past 6 months. It has been a difficult time for everyone, and your contributions helped ensure that the children in our care stayed safe and continued to learn. In gratitude for these efforts, we are going to award you a bonus in the amount of X dollars, which will be paid out on your next pay period on month, day, and year. Thank you again for your efforts. Sincerely, management." If you are using a bonus as an incentive for staying at your business, you should also put it in writing at the time you make the commitment. Be sure to include the time period, the amount, how it will be paid out, but also clearly make the point that it is not guaranteed. In other words, that if there is a poor performance or disciplinary issues along the way, the employee will forfeit the bonus. In this case, an example letter you might give to an existing employee or a new employee could be, "Dear employee, thank you for your commitment to work or for continuing to work at our child care center. In our efforts to keep the best staff members, we are offering you the potential to earn a bonus at the end of 6 months, provided you continue to have satisfactory or better performance and remain employed with our organization during this time. The bonus will be X dollars paid out in your payroll as of the date 6 months from now," and then include that future date here, month, day, year. "We are excited for your continued work and contributions with our Child Care Center. All the best, management." Again, in this document, you can see that there are some caveats. You never want to imply that a bonus is guaranteed in any way. Instead, it is always based to some degree on performance and timing. This prevents you from having to pay the bonus to an employee who underperforms or is terminated. When determining how much to withhold for bonuses, know that one-time lump sums can be taxed in two ways. One way is you can calculate the taxes owed on your employee's bonus using a flat percentage of 22% for supplemental pay, regardless of your employee's income tax withholding rate. This is easiest when you pay your employee in a separate payment from their normal wages. So for example, with a $1,000 bonus times a 22% rate, the payroll taxes would be $220. Another way is to combine their bonus with their regular pay. In this instance, you can treat the combined amount as if it were one payment and calculate the payroll taxes the same as you would for regular pay. A $1,000 bonus plus $1,200 paycheck equals $2,200 combined payment. Then calculate their payroll taxes as you normally would using the $2,200. In this instance, the payroll taxes on the combined payment would be $304.92. You could also calculate the amount of payroll taxes owed on the $1,000 bonus specifically by using the same calculations, just with the $1,000 as the total wages. In this scenario, the total payroll taxes on the bonus portion of payment would be $138.60. When calculating withholdings amounts for bonuses, when combined with regular pay, you would combine the payroll tax amounts with the federal income tax withholdings per your employee's withholding rate. When increasing employee pay, it is important to make sure that you are prepared to handle these costs as part of your business expenses. Whether it is for a one-time lump sum bonuses or wage increases over a short period of time, you will want to make sure that you have the estimated payroll costs ready when owed. In many cases, the pandemic relief funds received will give you the money you need to cover these increased costs. But there are additional steps you can take to ensure any raises are sustainable over the long term, such as creating a monthly budget, determining your cash flow, make sure that you are paying yourself, perhaps considering an adjustment in rates, or participating in the Texas Rising Star program and the Child Care Services Subsidy program. You can schedule a free call with a Texas Child Care Business Coach to learn more about these possibilities.
As with anything that you might spend your Child Care Relief Fund award on, if you choose to use your award for staff compensation or bonuses, make sure that you keep your receipts and documentation of the bonuses you pay to your staff. As mentioned, sending a written notice to your employees about bonuses is best practice and also helps you track your communications with them alongside any actual payroll records. Each quarter, you will be asked how much of your Child Care Relief Fund you spent in each allowable category, including on payroll. If you are monitored for the Child Care Relief Fund, you will need to produce documentation of how you spent your funding. Keep all of this in mind if you have received the 2022 Child Care Relief Fund. Beyond wages and bonuses, there are many ways that you can think about supporting your staff and improving the culture of your program with the goal of hiring and retaining staff. You can think about healthcare or retirement contributions, tuition reimbursements, or other professional development opportunities, free and reduced childcare costs, and paid time off. Join us next in Module 6, where we will detail other options to support your staff, including some of these. For more information on how to give a bonus, including examples of written communications, please view our website, www.childcare.texas.gov. There, you will find many more tools, including a guide on additional ways to support your workforce with your child care relief funds, a guide on how to pay yourself if you are a sole proprietor or a home-based provider, and much more. As always, if you would like to speak to an expert about how to structure your compensation or benefits packages, please sign up for a free individualized business coach at childcare.texas.gov. The next module in our Workforce Support series is Module 6, Staff Retention Strategies Beyond Compensation. We will discuss the importance of retention and some great ways to keep your valuable staff. Find this module and all others on childcare.texas.gov.